Hey, right, so should we get this thing put together then? First things first, let's do the cover and then we'll do the binding. So I've already stitched on the fabric to the cheesecloth to the cardboard. We're going to hand stitch the key. So I'm wind you out, zoom you out a little bit. I'm going to use this sort of pale coffee coloured thread and my needle. Just get my threader. Okay. Come on. Okay, right, so let's double it up, I think, because we don't need that much, but I do want it to be quite chunky stitching. So let's, there we go, double up the thread, throw it on the floor, hang on, retrieve that. Okay, so I'm going to hold it quite firm because obviously I've got to get through a few layers now. So move this out of the way. I may need to use my awl just to staples off either side, I think. So I'm going to start underneath because I don't want the knot showing, I don't think. There we go. It's not terribly exciting, but there we are. And I'm just going to do a couple of loops on the top. I don't know if I've gone in the same hole, that's not what I want to do. I don't know if I explained this previously. Try that again. But I've changed my camera setup. I also just pulled that thread through that I didn't mean to do. Yeah. Pretty annoying because now the camera is about 1 inch off my face and it's hard to see what I'm doing. I think I'm going to need to put it back to the way it was, to be honest. It's really awkward though, because this, certainly at my age, this is not the sort of thing that we were taught in school, how to make YouTube videos and TikTok videos and stuff. So you kind of have to learn on the spot. Whereas I'm sure kids these days, although I don't suspect they are taught it in schools, you kind of know. They just seem to know, and they're really good at it, and the editing and stuff, and the lighting and the camera setup. And I'm pants at it. You probably noticed. I've had some real trouble with the software that I use to do the YouTube video editing. What's that look like? Constantly telling me that my memory's full because I film on my iPhone and usually I edit on my iPad, but it's all linked, to the same cloud and such. So it's all sort of linked. It's forever saying you'll edit the video in whatever software, and when I say edit it, I mean I literally just add a few stickers on and captions here and there, and that's about it. Because I don't really know what else I'm doing with it. But yeah, I'll and then I'll go to save it and it'll say, yeah, no storage, source. But there's tons of storage. I bought a big thing with storage. I bought the phone and the iPad with loads of storage for this particular reason. And it just, plays with me. Right, zoom you out a bit. So yeah, answers on a postcard for that one. I'm going to try and lift and zoom. I'm going to try that. And just tighten the little arm on this thing. So you're more overhead rather than in my face. And do it like that. So I'm hoping that you can see what I'm doing. Just whilst I'm using the hot glue, I don't want to burn my hands off. So I'm going to hot glue the first piece down. So this is the music sheet. See how organised I was switching on the hot glue? Go me. Although I need to find another stick of it now, clearly. Stand up and make sure I get this something like where I want it. Okay, where are the sticks of hot glue? I've also tidied up in here. But you know when you tidy up to the point where you don't know where you've put stuff? And I'm going to need more. Oh, there's some hot glue. That's alright, some of the glue sticks. Stick another one in the back. Okay, so next thing, standing up to do it now. This is going to go here-ish. Yeah. Come on, stick. Gotta work quick with this stuff because it dries like virtually instantly. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Okay, so that is my cover. So I'm just going to pop the hot glue just to one side. We are still going to be using it to do the rest of the embellishments, but I want to do the binding now. So I pick up the rest of the journal. What I've decided to do is I'm going to use my, not that, hang on, put the wrong one out. I'm going to use my one of these and I'm going to punch all the holes and then use the twine to bind. Let's clean that out. So I want to set these, I want all the holes to be in the same sort of depth in. So let me think about this. Is that going to be deep enough, do we think? Okay. Right, let's do it. I'm doing them quite far in because some of the pages are a little bit shorter. When I say quite far up, and it'll be quite far down. And I want them to be kind of, yeah, similar-ish. Similar-ish, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't want them to be similar-ish at all. I want to make sure that I've got room to catch them all. So this one, for example, is obviously a shorter page. So I'm going to move it up slightly, or I might have it hanging below, I might have it, but do you know what I mean? So I think I'm going to kind of aim here-ish for my first one. Okay. But then what I need to do is get a pencil and just try and something like line up where it needs to be. So hopefully when I lay them down, yeah, they're kind of in the same place, and that's what we need to go for. So I'm just going to move that out there. I'm going to use my cover to do this. See, this one is, well, this is pretty much the same size, so I can do that and that. I hope all this is visible. Now I'm going to punch these holes, and then I'm going to have to, I can't bloody see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to have to fold this sheet back. So that's one. Two. I'm going to use my ruler because this is the one that bends. And I think I'm going to line, if I line that up, is that about even or is that wonky? Something like that. And that's going to be the flippy flappy on that, because we've got to allow for the thread. So that's the next one. So that goes like that and then over. Right, the next one. That way. See, again, is shorter. So yep, we can see that. So kind of there, and get off. Thought I was going to impale myself then. Kind of there. Okay. And then that's that way. See, that does encroach quite a bit on that pocket, but never mind. This one I'm hoping will be successful and not too much onto this envelope. Right, I'm going to kind of centre that. There we are. Oh yeah, we've missed the envelope, so that's all right. Oh no, that feels further in. All right, that's okay. We'll do it there. We'll do it there, and I'm just going to rub those bits out with this. And obviously move that a bit too far in. Okay, that's all right. It's all getting covered with embellishments and such anyway. And then the last one. Wants to be there and there, I reckon. God, that takes some getting through that bookboard. Get off. Okay. Right. Moment of truth. Have I somehow managed to mess this up? Quite possibly. It's always possible. So, that. Oh, what an idiot. I had that pinned. What a div. Right, that's why. Okay, I can still kind of see where we're going. It's all right, it's okay. There. There, right, okay. Oh, look at that. I did manage to mess it up. I held it with that. What a silly thing to do. Okay. Never mind. Right, so twine, 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 twine. Let me start with the top. So we may need to use the awl just to pokey this through. Or something less sharp than the awl pencil. Or is this thread going to be a bit thick? No, that's all right. Next page. And we're just going to go through. Can you see what I'm doing? If I zoom. I'm going to move you back down actually. There we are. Next page. Notice I haven't snipped it off the reel yet because as the end phrase, I think we're going to have to keep sort of snipping bits. Let's try and do this correctly this time. Silly Donna. So I'm going to snip that again. So it goes through. Right, now, obviously, I'm not going to be leaving it this long, but I'm not tying it until I've threaded, I have thread this bottom side. One, next page, and the next page. See, it's fraying already. Snip it again. One. Are you going to go through that? Yeah. Okay. So. Oh, that's not pulling on the wrong bit. Right. Let's tighten these up a little bit. So before I fasten them, I'm just going to go through. Make sure I'm happy. They are going to be quite loose, I think. I think they're going to need to be. I mean, not so loose, obviously. And you've got bent, haven't you? Yeah, so I want them to kind of lay flat, so I want to make sure they do have a bit of room. I'm just sort of looking down the side at the thread on both. And I'm going to do something like that. And the same on this side. Something like that. So I'll snip them a little shorter, but not too short, because I'm going to put the ephemera in now. And, whoa, I don't know what I did then. Okay, I don't know what I did then. I'm going to put the ephemera in and do the embellishments and stuff, so hopefully the camera will stay still. Brew. Right, so shall I show you the ephemera that we've got? So I've pulled out, obviously we've got all the handmade stuff. I then went ahead and made a few extra pieces. So I think we got to here was the last one that I made. And we had the stuff that we weren't going to really do much with. I then went and made, this is one of the little mixed media things, which I thought was a bit bright, but actually as I've coffee dyed the edges, I added a sort of little cluster at the bottom, with lots of fabric, some guest checks inside, and I thought actually that, do you know what, that is quite cool as a little little book. I've got a little die cut that I want to add in somewhere, and then I made some fabric-y clusters. So this I thought was quite a nice edgy piece. We're going to tear the bottom and top, but I thought that was quite cool with the little I think there's a Spanish stamp in the middle. I've got a nice little cluster, thinking of sort of page tabs. That's sort of for the bottom of somewhere. Another cluster, another little mixed media cluster, couple of sort of page tabs, sort of done those in mind of considering that I might fold them. Another cluster and a larger cluster that's sort of that way. So yeah, so let's work our way through. So first page, yeah, I do like how it opens flat, so let's see what it's like once we've got the bulk in. Oh yeah, so I've got lots of original ephemera, as I said. I've got, this is from 1894. This is a French letter. This is sort of how they wrote and folded their letters to create an envelope. I've got another little sort of a bluey toned envelope from 1937, so just after George took over from Edward. And then I've got just a little piece of ephemera from the 50s. I've got this, which I thought was quite cool. Westminster Abbey, again, the crown, sort of keeping. This I've decided to put in. This is a really old 6 pictorial postcards for 1D, and it's intact. And I thought, you know what? I quite like that. It's from Thirsk. So not particularly anything to do with the royals or anything. It's just some really interesting postcards. So I thought that would quite be nice. Pop that in a pocket. I've got an old invoice, and because it's a Queen's Square, I thought that was quite nice. That's from 1898, so we're popping that in as well. A little bundle of sort of old documents and a couple of ads. I just thought would nice to pop in a pocket. And another one with the first, with King George the Fifth, I'm guessing he'd have been. So before Edward, another little envelope. So I just thought that's some nice original bits I can pop in. And these I'm going to fold up and add in. So this is the front and back cover of the Times from the 50s historic houses, and that's Blenheim Palace. So I thought that was quite nice to sort of slot in. And then there's this cover from 1925, the Queen, which I thought was quite nice to pop in. And that is the Honourable Mrs. Paul Methuen. Nothing to do with anything, but I just thought the fact that it said the Queen, I thought that was quite nice to sort of fold up and pop in, and just something a little bit different. So in fact I'm going to fold that now, because I really like the front of that. Yeah, I just want to get that done with. So I'm just going to fold it in kind of thirds to pop in. This one's quite brittle, so I may fold this again, but I didn't really want to. So I'm going to see how we go. Okay, what time are we on? Right, I've got to do this quickly now. So something for a pocket. Something tallish for a pocket. So I might start with... Are you a bit big? You're a bit big. Oh, didn't show you this one as well. Sort of a little booklet that I made as well. Maybe you go in there. Are you a bit fat? Yeah. Don't want to damage the pocket. So maybe you... Pop you in there. So there's a little tuck here as well, which... In fact, I'm going to leave that bit for now, just because I want to. This I had in mind of going here. I just thought with the fabric peeking through looked really nice. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Now this has got a couple of little diddy pieces. So maybe I'll just fill the one for now. And pop that in. To remember what I've got on here as well. So we've got the little flippy flappy. So I may come back and pin something there. Then I've got the tall skinny envelope. Now I don't really have anything to put in there unless I maybe fold this invoice and pop you in there. Let's do that. Like that. Then we've got another little pocket. So perhaps something sort of a contrasting colour. Put that in there. Now we can tuck some bits and pieces behind it. So maybe this little bundle. Where's my bundle? There's my bundle that I had with just a few little bits and pieces. So maybe I'll pop those in there. This is the tall. Now this is where I was thinking about adding definitely one of my little pieces. Now I might... Shall I add something like that, or shall I add one of the bottom pieces? That's a smaller one. I want something quite dramatic on that. I think I'm going to add that. So I'm going to get, again, with the hot glue. And I'm thinking one of the newspaper pieces on there. In there, should I say, in the pocket. I'm going to just pull that so it hangs slightly. Yeah, like that. Okay. Cool. So let's have thinner one. Oh, do you know, because it's going to stop there. It's going to stick out a bit much, isn't it? All right, maybe. Should we have this in if it's not too big? There we go. And on this side, if I've not glued it together, which I nearly did. Ooh. I think I'm going to add a tab on this actually so it'll pull out. Should we add one of these that we've made? Like you, should we stick that on there? Like that, so it'll pull out, because otherwise we're not going to be able to get that out of the pocket. Okay, it's a bit better, isn't it? Question now being, will you fit in? Okay. And I had a button to go on there that I'd thread. There it is. I don't really know why. I just felt like it needed a button. So let's pop a button on there. Just going to hold that in place. And underneath that, I'm going to use, I have these sort of readily available, a couple of paper clips. So I'm going to use some of those underneath. Oops. Oh, hang on, I've done that backwards. Put you back. Should I have that under? Or something else? What else have we got? Should pin Westminster Abbey there. And just have it like that. Okay. Now this feels like a page that's something you got. I do think I'm going to fold these again, you know. I know it's kind of sacrilege, but I do feel like they're going to get battered otherwise. So I'm going to pin you there. Okay. Now this is one thing I wanted to glue down, didn't I? Either side of this little bitty bit. In fact, do you know what? I'm going to do it all the way along. I was going to try and get it into a pocket, but it's got a pocket, so I don't think it needs another one, does it really? So let's just hold that down a second, because there's technically two pockets there. And then we need to go back over and start adding some more ephemera here and there. I might add that there actually, just as a little... Oh, what do you think? Tear the top and bottom and add that. Right, that's stuck. Where's my other glue sticks? Because I'm running out of glue here. Okay, just going to tear the tops and bottoms of this. Ooh! Don't you want to tear? Gosh, that was hard work. Try the bottom. She no want to tear. Oh, just snip it then. Right, yeah, I think I'm going to just add that there, sort of sticking out slightly. So let me do that. I'm just going to in a line. Oops. That'll do. Could even use that as a little tuck, but I think we'll leave it for now. Start at the beginning again. I think these might have to be loosened a little bit. I suppose the good thing is it's not like a properly proper bound book, whereas you'd have to completely unpick it all. You can kind of just snip away at the twine and shift it about if you want. Right, so let's get some little embellishments going. I'm feeling something like that. So I kind of made them with certain places in mind. So if I look like I'm rushing it, I have sort of thought this through. Fear not. Some of it anyway. So that's that. I wouldn't mind maybe a bit of something there, but let's have a think first. This definitely needs something, so I think I might put that there. Not the most secure, but I think I'm going to put that there, and I think I'm going to put, where's this, either one of the tabs, or maybe not one of the tabs, maybe one of the little clusters underneath, or there, or somewhere. Let's have a think. Yeah, this was one I had earmarked for a tab, perhaps lower down, or maybe not because of that. No, that's all right. I'm going to do that. Let's do it. Okay. What time is it? Right, I've got about 5 minutes before it's that time of day again. Fetch the children. So I've got that. I've got something there. I think I'm just going to pop another bit there. What have I got left out of this? So I've got the little envelopes to pop about as well. Yeah, let's have a think about that. Here. Right, so I've got the big card that I think will go beautifully in there. I do have this, which I thought might look quite nice there. And I think I'm going to pop something somewhere. I might even add one of these in as well, just to break the colour. Yeah, that was quite nice. Where's the other? Have I lost a cluster? Yes, it's there. And I've lost one of those and one of those. Right. I'm thinking that I like the look of that. I hope that hasn't just melted through. I'm just going to retrieve that just in case. No, it's fine. I'm going to move it over there just in case though. Right. Back through again. So now I do think I can pop something under here, and I think that would be quite cool. The little letter. I like that. I am going to put a cluster on here, I think. And I do think it's going to be this. Although I did really like my stitching there, but such is life. Yeah, I think that's going to go there. Should we pop one of these in as well? No, I don't want to. I want to see the fabric through it. That was the idea there. So I'm going to leave that now. Yep, thank you. Go quite nicely. Still got the other page tab. Which actually maybe I will put it there. Yeah, I'm going to put it there. So it goes just underneath this. Cool. We need something on here. I mean, that would kind of be perfect, but it's a bit much. So I think, have I got any more paper clips? I thought I had another one somewhere. Add that there. That bottom one needs loosening again. There we go. It's getting full. You need to go somewhere, yeah. And because of the numbers on the top, I want it that way somewhere. I just don't know where. So I think I've got something there. We've got something there. Something there, got something there. So maybe you're going to move up ever so slightly, and I'm going to pin you there, and I am going to add that underneath. Or am I? Here I am. Yeah, I'm going to add that there. Sorry, my alarm just went off to tell me to go and pick my children up. So we've got 2 minutes. I'm going to be quick. So that, I'm quite happy with that there. I'm going to pin, oh, there's another paper clip. One of them here on the back. And then I've got just a fine space for these. Beginning to wish I'd have left that as a pocket now. I may even just pop it in there. I know you can't see it, but I'll use one of the old... Oh, I was going to put a paper clip on the front as well, wasn't I? See, I have got these really old... Well, they're not really old. These rusted paper clips, which are from Be Divine Vintage. If anybody's interested in one. Do you know what? I may even put them on the front. I'm going to do it like that, I think. With a big paper clip. Oh, I love that. I'm so happy. I definitely need to loosen these. This is a chunky one now. And I wanted a nice paper clip there, didn't I? So let's see if we can pop that on. And then I really got to go... Are you going to come back through? Yes. There. That way. I'm really, really chuffed with this. Ooh! Look at the mess. I'm going to lift it back up again and just zoom in. And just have a quick skeg through. Because I'm really chuffed. I don't know if I want something else behind that, actually. Might just pop another... something with a bit of colour to break it. I've got my box of many envelopes here. And I can see a nice blue one. And this is a French one. What do we think? A bit of blue behind. It's not going to fit. I want something else there. Ooh, what about a postcard? How about that? That's pretty. I just wanted some colour. There. Fin. All right, so that's that page. I've no more clusters or anything to go on, have I? I've got a little hidey bit there. Got the newspaper. Oh, I'm delighted with it. Really, really pleased. It's got some... Oh, it says I've put the glue on near the holes, that's why. Right, okay. And the back. Pretty chunky, but overall, really chuffed with this. Yeah, just maybe need to be a little bit careful. I might just pop another little paper clip on. No, just a plain one maybe. Just at the bottom, or in fact just at the top, is probably more sensible, isn't it? Just to keep that in place. It's breaking news, Donna needs to go pick her kids up. Right. Oh yeah, I do. Right, okay. It's turned out pretty, zoom you out. Pretty chunky. Delighted with it though. Right, shall be up for sale by the weekend. Flip through will be the next video that you will see after this, and I'm gonna go collect my children. Thank you for sticking with me with this one. Scrapbox makes next, using up. Shall I show you? Shall I unhook you from here in my little room? That pile right there is my scrap pile. Not the new philosopher, but this is my scrap pile. And this is what we're going to be working with next. So, something to look forward to, isn't it? Right. Back over here. Cool. Right. Thank you for joining me. See you later. Bye.